And the next thing we are going to talk about is the chest X-ray in coronavirus patients. Before starting up with the chest X-ray findings, I would like to say something about the cleaning measures or protective measures that should be taken in the chest X-ray room by the patient and the radiologist, whomever assists them in taking the chest X-ray. So to start with, patient should be provided with a mask. Patient's hands should be sanitized prior to entering the chest X-ray room, and then we use a rule called one clean and one contact rule. That is, one clean means out of the two radiologists whom are taking the chest X-ray, so one should be in contact with the patient and one should not be in contact with the patient, so that their transmission will be prevented. So that's a very important rule. And then those who are in contact with the patient, they should clean their hand with, or either they should go for hand washing, or they should clean their hand with alcohol hand rub. And then they should use protective mask also, preferably N95 mask, or if not, at least a clean cloth mask can also be used. So then patient to patient transmission, that is one patient to the next patient transmission, that should be stopped. So those patients who are using, for example, if they are holding the chest X-ray plate, so that chest X-ray plate should be completely sterilized. That's very important. Using a hand rub also, that can be done. That should be a very important step to prevent the next transmission from patient to patient. So these should be carefully handled. And the next thing we are going to talk about is the chest X-ray finding. There are several chest X-ray findings that have been observed in different coronavirus patients, out of which the most common is consolidation in the lungs. So usually in chest X-ray of the COVID-19 patients, we observe bilateral peripheral consolidation, or peripherally, but in the lower lobes are commonly affected. So these are the findings that we definitely should suspect for COVID-19, and we should send the patients for CT. And in CT, we could most probably or most commonly see ground glass opacity of the lower lung field. So that's very commonly seen. And if you are strongly suspecting these patients for COVID-19, you can send the patient for RT-PCR. That should definitely help you to get through if they are having COVID-19 or not. If the initial test of the RT-PCR is positive, again after 2 weeks they can be checked again if the disease has cured by itself or not. So you can check after 2 weeks. It can turn out positive or it can turn out negative. If it turns out positive, it's going to be strong positive, because 2 times positive in 2 weeks duration. So these people are at high risk of developing further respiratory complications. But if the second test is negative, it's considered negative for those patients. But if the initial RT-PCR is negative, so we can wait for again 2 weeks and then reconfirm it with another RT-PCR. If that turns out positive, those patients are positive. So this RT-PCR, as I told before, is highly specific, but yet the sensitivity is low. But still, that's the most reliable test we have as on date. Then we are going to talk about the complications of COVID-19, out of which I would like to say that 3 important complications I can say is a lung-related complication is the most important. That is ARDS, that is observed in most of the patients, acute respiratory distress syndrome. Then these patients would have a drastic outcome. They have a poor prognosis, and then they can get secondary bacterial infections also, bacterial pneumonia usually, secondary bacterial pneumonia, and these people can also get pleural effusion can also be seen in COVID-19 patients. Sometimes acute MI, rarely acute MI is seen in COVID-19 patients. PE is seen in COVID-19 patients, and last case scenario is sepsis. That is also very, very common in COVID-19 patients. So any infection you should expect for sepsis if untreated. So these patients usually, or those who are in contact or patients, they are all treated for the meantime with hydroxychloroquine. That's the best drug we have for the meantime. It does not cure. There is no curative drug available till now. But still, hydroxychloroquine is believed that it has some antiviral properties also that will be effective for COVID-19. That's what is believed. So different dosage, different regimens have been followed worldwide in regarding hydroxychloroquine prophylaxis and treatment protocols. But whatever is, your physician is the best to tell about what type of dosage and the interval you would need